New cards, PogChamp, new cards, PogChamp. First and foremost, let's get some going. Indigo Eyes, Silver Dragon. Okay, a little pissed off about this one. They are not allowed to Xyz. That's our summoning technique. Why are the white dragons allowed to Xyz? Dark Magician does Xyz. White Dragon does Synchro. Come on. We know this. They don't get Xyz. They have an Xyz. Shut up. No, this is real. This is real. The lore of the post show Blue Eyes and Dark Magician shit is the Dark Magicians get Xyz and Blue Eyes get Synchros. But they've decided, no, now the Blue Eyes get an Xyz too. Disgusting. See, Dark Magician Synchro win. That's what I'm saying. And Red Eyes get nothing. Yep. You can only use the first and third effects of this card's name once per turn. If this card is Xyz summoned, you can negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls. Cannot attack directly until it has a normal monster as material. You can attach one material from this card, then target one normal monster in your graveyard or banishment, special summon it, and if you do, it gains 1,000 attack. Now, the problem with this card is that every person who plays Blue Eyes only really has the 2 brain cells bouncing around in there, and they saw the word negate, the brain cells connected, fizzled, and that was just it for them. So they expected that this card was crazy. This card's ass. It's not fantastic. It will see play in the deck because I think the extra deck is malleable enough that you'll have space for it, but it sucks that it's like, okay, if you Xyz this card, you can like Dark Ruler the board, but it's an activated effect that can be negated, and it's only the cards your opponent currently controls that are face up, so if they have back row, that also checks it. I guess, like, Cyber Dragon Nova, but for Blue Eyes, maybe makes it playable enough. And I guess it immediately demands a point of interaction, but, to me, it seems like probably a waste. And, you know, it's weird to say, but the 8 pool of Xyz actually is pretty powerful. Saw like 10 lists on OCG Twitter and no one plays this card. Well, I wouldn't be particularly surprised about it. Next up. Brighten your normal monster-centric strategy. Who the fuck is playing a normal monster-centric strategy? Metal Foes? With Dragolithia Kanzide. All right, here we go. You can only use this card's first or second effect once per... You can only use this card's name's first or second effect per turn, and only once that turn. Wow, what the fuck does that mean? Okay, it's one of the following effects and once per turn. Got it. If this card is in your hand, you can send a level 7 or higher normal monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target a normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. That second effect is pretty powerful. I'm not going to lie. I think there's a lot of scenarios where you can get this guy into the graveyard as part of an extension combo. You know, think how good Carbonedon was, stuff like that. But this is, I mean, much worse than Carbonedon, right? If you could do both, it would be a little better, but I also don't think it maybe would. Chat has figured out my guess, which is I think this is supposed to be played alongside the primordial stuff, but at present it's just a really weird card. It's a strange thing to see. It's a jump promo that's meant to, I think, evoke Blue Eyes or maybe Gardragon. It's just odd. All right, I know what you all are here for. Let's talk about the actual new cards. We got new Speedroids. So first off, why? Didn't we just get new Speedroids? Am I fucking crazy? I feel like we got new Speedroids like 30 minutes ago. Right? Am I out of my mind? But hey, I'm not complaining. All right, so here's what we have. First up, Speedroid Clackernell, Clacker Volley. You can only use the pendulum effect of this card's name once per turn. You can banish one Speedroid card from your graveyard, put a Speedroid pendulum monster from your deck into your pendulum zone, and you can't special summon for the rest of the turn except for wind monsters. We are still doing the wind lock. That's fine. This is interesting. Speedroid's never pendulum summoned. So trying to evaluate a card that enables it to pendulum summon is a little difficult. They do have a lot of cards that want to be special from the hand, but usually they just do it. And then the monster effect, if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, special summon a Speedroid Clacker from your hand, deck, or graveyard. It's treated as a tuner. And if your Clear Wing monster battles while this card is face up in your extra deck during damage calculation, you can banish this card. And if you do that, monster gains 700 attack. So I don't think this card is good in existing builds of Speedroid, but I think this card is maybe powerful enough that it causes people to reconceptualize Speedroid, like, period. Right? Like, it's sort of like getting a Wakaushi. It's not Wakaushi. It's not as good as Wakaushi, but like it is a similar style of card. And here I imagine is what you're supposed to scale with it. Once per turn, you can destroy both this card and one level. Oh. Okay. You can destroy both this card and one level to a Wind Pendulum monster in your Pendulum Zone. If you do special summon one Clear Wing Synchro Dragon from your extra deck, this is treated as a Synchro Summon. Why? Also, for the rest of the turn, cards in your Pendulum Zone can't be destroyed by card effects, and you can't special summon monsters except Wind monsters. I get it. So you scale this, you set this, you use this to destroy the two, and then guess what, asshole? You get to trigger the monster effect of this as well to special summon another Clackernel, and it's a tuner. So this is a one-card... Well, I was going to say Clear Wing, but it actually is a 9, right? Rather than an 8. Huh. It's a one-card Shen Shen. And then the monster effect is, if this card is added to the extra deck face up and there are 2 or more monster types among the wind synchro monsters you can control, you can send a Speedroid spell trap from your deck to the grave. I literally... Is that frequent? I think... like maybe Machine Dragon? I don't know. Isn't Crystal Wing a 9? Oh, well, yeah, then it's a one-card Crystal Wing. No, it's a... No. Am I crazy? Crystal Wing's not a 9. It's an 8. You people are insane. You're gaslighting me. I was like, it's gotta be an 8. But it's... Oh, my God, you people. Oh, man. Okay. Crystal Clear Wing over Synchro Dragon. 2 tuners or 1 tuner Synchro Monster and a Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Okay, so we've made the 8. We now need a 4 to make the 10. Wait. I lied. It's, we've made the 7. We now need a Synchro 5, which is pretty easy to make in Speedroid, or 2 tuners. Oh, and they have the Synchro 5 right below it. I can see what you're supposed to do here. I keep trying to evaluate these cards in the context of cards that already exist. I forget to give them new shit. Once per turn, when another card or effect is activated, you can negate the activation, destroy the card. If it was a monster, this card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack until the end of the turn. If this face-up Synchro summoned monster leaves the field by your opponent, you can special summon a Clear Wing monster from your extra deck. Oh! Okay. So it's just Clear Wing Synchro, Crystal Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, but 2. It's a Red Nova. What a great way of describing that, chat. Yes, it is a Red Nova. And then we have High Speed... There's no way this is what it's called. If High Speedroid Rider is so good, where's High Speedroid Rider 2? Okay, so High Speedroid Glider 2. A Wind Machine Tuner and 1 non-tuner monster. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can target a non-tuner, 7 or lower, Wind Synchro monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So you always get Cork Blaster. If your opponent special summons a monster and you control a Clear Wing, banish this card from your graveyard. Increase the levels of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls by 5. What? So that you can get more attack off of the negate? Okay. So that you can use OG Clearwing to actually negate because it doesn't negate low-level monsters? Alright. Seems like a pretty stupid way to make that happen, but I get it. It ain't making me laugh, but I get it. And finally, Speedroid Clearwing Wander. Okay, so, should note, as part of the setup combo, Speedroid does have the ability to search, like, the archetypal counter trap, right? They were using what? What's the one they were using for a while? It's called, like, Speedroid Duplicate. So there is a slot that could become whatever this is. You can only use the first or second effects of this card's name each once per turn. 1, target cards your opponent controls up to the number. Oh my fucking god, it's just steeds. 1, steeds. 2, if your opponent special summons a monster, banish this card from your graveyard. Target a wind synchro monster you control, banish it, then return it to the field. Just reset the once per turn. Why is Speedroid the archetype where they're putting, like, the funniest designs I've ever heard in my life? This is, like, the stupidest, most ridiculous way to print cards ever. They're like, Speedroid? Oh, shit. Jerry's been cooking up a couple of stupid fucking cards. What if Interdimensional Matter Transporter was just a thing we put on traps now? Oh, man. These are fun. I like Speedroid a great deal. I hope these make it playable. But if you asked me what fixes Speedroid, I wouldn't be like, oh, it needs another one-card combo. Oh, it needs to be able to make a synchro monster that can negate, right? I don't know. It's funny, though. I'm not going to lie. It is funny. All right, next up. Okay, so we have new Live Twins, or something similar to Live Twins. ARG Stars. So, if you're unfamiliar with ARG Stars, it's the Duolog's new VTuber company. Wait, hold up. ARG is likely alternate reality game stars, but it's meant to be read as Argo Stars. The 3 trap monsters, adjectives, and titles all reference World War II planes on the Japanese side. Huh? Does the Japanese get to do nostalgia archetypes about World War II? I feel like maybe their involvement with World War II isn't something we should be putting on waifu bait anime cards. They do all the time. Okay, not the question I asked. Interesting. Who cares? The planes were cool. Well, I care. And the 3 trap monsters also reference the classic Greek play, The Seven Against Thebes. The effect monster is named after the king of Argos. More like Argo, the Elestrals card that can be activated on attack deck. All right. Audra the Laurels. How do you think we're going to localize these? Do you think they're going to be localized to, like, to, like, American shit? Okay, first up we have Argos, the USS Liberty. 1818. During your opponent's turn, if you control a continuous trap... Oh! It's trap monster shit! Okay. All right. Well, I will say, putting the Axis Powers machines on a trap monster archetype at least... you know, pays homage to their reputation as fucking do-nothing losers. But, you know, I don't know. During your opponent's turn, if you control a continuous trap, you can banish this card from your hand, change the attack of one face-up monster on the field to 0 until the end of this turn. That is not enough. If this card is normal summoned, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your continuous traps until the rest of the turn. Banish this card you control. Okay, they have their own continuous traps. Okay, all that magical colloidal soul shit, it wasn't for Statue of Anguish pattern. It was for the Nazi deck. Or, sorry, the Emperor's deck. With different names from your hand or deck face up in your spell and trap card zone. Okay. Here's the field spell. Wait, they're also UAs? Home stadium. Oh, like an idol stadium. Not like a, you know, like a play stadium. This is like where Miku hangs out in Lucky Orb. Folks, once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points, add an Argos card from your graveyard or banishment to your hand. Sure. Each time a continuous trap is special summoned, from the spell and trap zone to your field and inflict... Oh, fuck me, dude. Once per chain, if your continuous trap activates in the monster zone while you have a banished Argos monster, target a face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of the turn. This is really cool. So it makes all your continuous traps a singular time. A negate. But other than that, this is the most ass card I've ever read. Why are they printing field spells that don't search something on activation? Next up. Oh, it's not once per turn. It's once per chain. Okay, hold up. Maybe this is a good card. Okay, wait. New chain negate. Is it a new chain negate? Because it feels like it has to be a new chain negate because it's a field spell, right? Field spells can't have quick effects. Right? Phantasm Spiral Ass. Yeah, I think so. Okay, here's the actual trap monsters. Tidal the Purple Lightning. I really don't like these names. Warrior monsters gain 500 attack and defense. Once per turn, you can discard a card. Special summon this card as an effect monster with the following effect. Then you can add an Argos card from your deck to your hand, except Argos Tidal the Purple Lightning. Oh, fuck. These cards were designed in a lab to make new players quit Yu-Gi-Oh! I apologize to everyone I've ever complained about saying that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is too hard. You were right. Okay, so this is a continuous trap that flips up and then has a second effect that can trigger to summon it as a monster and can port back and forth from the monster zone to the spell and trap zone. Awesome. Cool. But each time it's summoned, you can add. Oh, God. How does this work with once per turns? So the card counts the once per turns regardless of if it is a card or a monster, right? It doesn't become like a new card with a refreshed OPT effect, right? It's treated as the same card. Okay. I mean, it would have to be, yeah. Capane, the Flying Swallow. This is the Italian one. I don't think that's how you say that word. Your warrior monsters can't be destroyed by battle. Okay. You can special summon this card as an effect monster with the following effect. Once per turn, you can... Wait. This one's terrible. This one searches a card. That's the baseline, right? And then this one is, don't worry, you gain 500 life points. Holy shit. Wait, that's nuts. Do you think this is a commentary on the Italian effort in World War II? That's fucked up. Time card, though? True. And finally, Ateo the Dragon Slayer. Didn't slay the dragon that mattered. This one got me feeling patriotic. Warrior monsters you control can't be destroyed by card effects. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon this card as an effect monster with the following effect. Then you can return a card on the field to the hand. Hold. That one's really good. Wait. Okay. All right. Can we even call these trap monsters? They are trap monsters. Okay. Oh, these are really hard to get a handle on in terms of their playability. Okay, so we have one monster and a bunch of trap monsters. So, I have wanted for there to be a playable series of continuous trap monsters for a long time. And I say that like there haven't been. You know, Paleozoic, Eldritch, hello. I guess the Paleos were in continuous, and the Eldritch was really more about the big golden homosexual than it was about the continuous traps. But this one's all about the continuous traps, baby. I imagine that it could theoretically play a bunch of cards aimed at bolstering the utility of continuous traps. I'm talking Magicaloidal Soul. I'm talking that stupid 2-star Pendulum that they just released in a TCG exclusive in Info. I'm talking Silohai Rabbit. Can you use Rabbit to get these? I feel like it can, right? Yes. And I am, regrettably, I am also talking about Statue of Anguish pattern, though I'm talking about Statue of Anguish pattern like this. Statue of Anguish pattern. I'm not talking about like Statue of Anguish pattern. You understand? But I think that these are promising. I think it's really hard to place where a deck like this will end up and what will be good about it. And I think that it will require a very specific metagame trend. You know, you talk about continuous traps in terms of metagame trends insofar as like, oh, you need to be able, like, first turn boards shouldn't win the game on their own for a continuous trap deck to be playable, right? I don't think that's the case. I think a first turn board that goes all in is actually really good for continuous trap decks because nothing beats Solemn Torrential, baby. I think what would have to happen is the metagame would have to shift in such a way that the grind game of some of the top decks was diminished in some capacity. And I don't think that is too out there of an idea to happen. I think that, like, a metagame shift towards not playing a long game but putting up a first turn board bodes really well for a deck like this, and I could see that happening. So I would keep an eye on these cards, for sure. I would certainly keep an eye on these cards. They're not going to come out for another 45 years, so. There should be 4 more. Okay, well, let's check. There's 7 of them. Famous World War II Japanese planes. Okay, so we have the A6M0, which is clearly no, it's a 7 against. Oh, thank God. The names are the references to the characters of the 7 against Thieves. Thank the fucking Lord. Oh my God. Whew. Chad, you gotta understand. I'm the only quirked up white boy in the world who doesn't have a World War II obsession. The people who are like, I'm pouring over the generals. I'm like, I'm not. I don't get it. Okay. So who do we have so far? Resting on Your Laurels. Tidal, Capane, Ateo. These aren't, I guess, Tidanius, Ateocleus, and Capanius. So we are missing Polynices, Amphiorus, Aros. I feel like DB Grinder. Parthenopaeus, Hippomedon, and I mean, I guess we don't have. We're not going to get a Drastus because we have the other one, or maybe she's a Drastus. All right, let's read up on the combos here. Okay, when Polynices left Thebes, he went to Argos where he married Argia. Well, if you went to Argos to marry Argia, what the fuck? I'm going to Canada to marry Canada. Okay, all right. I'm done making fun of historic culture. I am also done looking at these cards. Thanks for tuning in for New Cards PogChamp.